You can see the hail fall.
Giant hailstones, some wider than a coffee cup, hammered the rooftops of central Texas before sunrise on Tuesday, heralding yet another violent chapter in a weather saga that has battered the South since Memorial Day weekend. By the time daylight revealed the damage, cars were cratered like lunar surfaces, windows spider-webbed into opaque mosaics of broken glass, and lawns were littered with ice that looked more at home in an Arctic field than on a late May Texas morning. Texas local meteorologist Maria Delgado stood under an awning outside the TV studio, holding a hailstone that nearly filled her palm. 4¼ inches, she said into the camera, her voice mixing awe and alarm. And the radar shows more cores just like this marching east. Behind her, emergency vehicles threaded neighborhoods where shingles, siding, and skylights lay scattered like confetti. This was day 3 of an unrelenting parade of severe weather born from a stubborn upper-level trough draped across the plains. On Sunday, it delivered DVD-sized hail to Afton. On Monday, it flung a stovepipe tornado across the high plains of New Mexico near Portales and Floyd. Now, early Tuesday, it re-intensified along a sagging cold front draped from Abilene to Baton Rouge. While Central Texans swept shards off driveways, storms were already rumbling across southeastern Texas into Louisiana and Mississippi. Lightning pulsed so rapidly that dawn seemed stuck in perpetual strobe. Flash flood warnings blanketed map after map. Green polygons for Texas hill country creeks already out of their banks. Pink boxes for flash flood emergencies in northern Louisiana, where overnight rain had topped 8 inches. Forecasters at NOAA's Storm Prediction Center explain the mechanics. A shallow cold front nudged south, undercutting swamp-humid Gulf air that was loaded with latent heat. Daytime highs in the 90s pushed convective available potential energy above 3,000 JKG, plenty of juice for updrafts to rocket beyond the tropopause. Meanwhile, a 45-knot mid-level jet punched in from the west, imparting just enough shear to spin thunderstorms into supercells. Radar lit up with fresh severe signatures, inky purples marking hail cores, curling hooks on velocity scans hinting at mesocyclones. A tornado warning popped for rural Bosque County. Storm chaser video showed a low, rotating wall cloud scraping treetops, but failing to plant a funnel, all while hail larger than cue balls bombarded the nearby town of Clifton. Residents compared the sound to 1,000 hammers on a tin roof. In Waco, Baylor University officials herded summer session students away from windows as hail punched through the athletic center skylights. Hospital ERs treated minor lacerations, cuts from flying glass, as the city's power grid flickered under repeated lightning strikes.
It's turned over. You can see a leg sticking up right there.
Dang. Holy moly.
The same squall line now arced across the Arc-La-Tex region. Interstate 20 ground to a crawl beneath torrents so dense wipers couldn't keep up. State troopers reported 7 spinouts and 1 jackknifed semi in less than an hour. Doppler estimates indicated rainfall rates topping 3 inches per hour. Bayous responded immediately, spilling into parking lots and front yards. Evening commute, if you could call it that, was a labyrinth of detours. A fast-moving storm bowled through with 70 miles per hour rear flank gusts, uprooting waterlogged oaks and severing transmission lines that had survived earlier rounds. Nearly 40,000 customers blinked into darkness just as dusk approached. Emergency managers opened cooling shelters. Ironic amid stormy weather, but necessary in sticky 80-degree interiors with no AC. After sunset, the line regenerated over the pine forests of southern Mississippi and Alabama, its lightning visible from Mobile Bay to Pensacola Beach. Vacationers who had extended their holiday stay crowded hotel corridors as cell phones blared with wireless emergency alerts. Severe thunderstorm warning. Seek shelter inside. Windows rattled. Sand whipped off dunes. Patio furniture cartwheeled down Gulf front balconies.
Not much yet. I'm seeing it bounce off the cars. Pea-size hail.
Meanwhile, back in West Texas and eastern New Mexico, atmosphere reload. The dry line bulged once more. Forecast soundings out of Lubbock suggested another level 2 severe threat for late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Large hail once again the headline act, with a marginal tornado risk near the Texas-New Mexico border, exactly where that Sunday stovepipe had already scarred fields of winter wheat. Farmers there hadn't finished counting losses when warnings flashed anew. Power and travel ripple effects. Peak outages, 92,000, plus customers from Texas to Alabama. Airports, ground stops at Dallas-Fort Worth, Houston-Bush, and Atlanta-Hartsfield for convective weather. Delays rippled nationwide, stranding post-holiday travelers. Roads, portions of US 69 in East Texas underwater, sections of I-55 in Mississippi closed for debris removal. What happens next? Wednesday's severe threat contracts westward, yet doesn't disappear. Eastern New Mexico, West Texas, and the Texas Panhandle sit under a fresh Level 2 risk. The Fox Forecast Center notes a pesky, quasi-stationary boundary will linger across the deep south, meaning pop-up storms could still drop quarter-size hail or deliver 60 miles per hour gusts to already battered towns. By late week, models finally hint at some calm. The upper trough lifts, high pressure noses in, and Gulf moisture throttles back. But calm is relative. Cleanup crews need dry hours to patch roofs, utility companies need wind-free days to restring lines, and insurance adjusters need safe roads to survey damages extending across 5 states. Final word. For now, Texans sweep hail off porches and Mississippians pump floodwater from basements, all while casting wary eyes toward the next radar refresh. Because in a spring where DVDs of ice fell from the sky and tornadoes spun across New Mexico wheat fields, everyone has learned the same lesson. The storm isn't over until it's over, and even then, the sky may reload tomorrow. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.